Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to the show. It is Thursday, February 29th. That's a date you don't get to say more than one time every 4 years. You get it. Anyway, it's 2024. My name is Matt, and this is your daily crypto news. I have an update from our friend yesterday, Arlene. Arlene wrote back and said, I heard your podcast, because Arlene asked for some advice yesterday about buying Bitcoin, finally investing into crypto, she says. And, well, I gave her some advice. If you listen to yesterday's show, you'll know what that advice is. But she wrote back and said, I heard your podcast. Thanks for the info. I wish my email was shorter. LOL. Haha, lol. I'm going to open a Coinbase account and go from there. Thank you. I will continue to look for someone that can physically hold my hand and get me started on the rest. I'm planning on investing a very small amount of money into crypto for two reasons: as a potential investment and to have another form of currency available just in case. But if I lose it all, it won't change my life. Thank you so much, Arlene. And Arlene, that is a very good strategy. Just hop onto Coinbase, get a little bit of crypto, get a little Bitcoin. Don't even say crypto, just get Bitcoin. And make sure that it's not too much that it won't change your life if you lose it all, because that's a possibility. Arlene, don't be offended by this, but this article came up today, and I really wanted to, because you said you're an older person, you're not too tech savvy, and I don't know anything about you. I know you listen to this show, and I really, really care about the people who listen to this show. Last thing I want somebody to do is listen to this show, go off, get inspired to buy some Bitcoin or make an investment somewhere and lose their money, get scammed, or do something wrong, or if I give the wrong advice and it doesn't work for you. That's why I'm very, very cautious and very, very conscious of what I say on this show. And so please always be careful. But this article came up today. It said pig butchering. Crypto romance scams are up 85 times, not 85%, 85 times since 2020. And again, Arlene, don't be offended by this, but I look at these things, I look at hacks, I look at scams, and I go, I do not want anybody who's listening to this show to fall victim to this. So crypto activity linked to pig butchering romance scams are up 85 times higher than it was in 2020. And they said with revenue doubling from 2022 to 2023, and this is from Chainalysis, and I don't like that they use the word revenue. They should be using the word fraud or scam or theft. So what is pig butchering? Pig butchering scams involve the use of social engineering tools to build often romantic relationships online before the victim is then tricked into giving the scammer access to their funds. Several weeks after the relationship starts, the scammer explains that they're making a lot of money on crypto and suggests that the victim should try it too. The scammer then uses the victim's lack of crypto knowledge to confuse them and trick them into handing over access to their funds. It often involves tricking the victim into doing something a little bit more technical that the victim is comfortable with, usually isn't going to understand. Something like signing a transaction, or maybe even making your keys or storing your mnemonic phrases. Over the course of weeks afterwards, they convince the victim to gradually put more and more money into that application. And then the victim, even though they're putting more and more money into this wallet or this account, they don't know that the whole time this scammer has access to their funds. The average theft of these romance scams is $4,593 in 2023. And Arlene, I just took note of this when you said, I will get somebody to hold my hand through this. Just make sure it's somebody you absolutely trust, because that person who holds your hand through activating a wallet in self-custody will literally have access to everything that you put into that wallet, even if you know it or not. Analysts say that there is a new Bitcoin metric to watch, and it's higher than ever. So Bitcoin's realized capitalization has surged to $467.2 billion, just $500 million shy from its April 2022 all-time high of $468.3 billion. See, realized capitalization, or realized cap, measures the total value of all Bitcoin put together based on the time and price in which each individual coin last moved. This differs from the market cap, because market caps, or market capitalization, shows the total value of all Bitcoin based on the asset's current price. This means that the true liquidity adjusted capital invested, saved, and stored in Bitcoin is now at new highs. And so this recent surge in Bitcoin's price puts 97% of all Bitcoin hodlers in profit. And if you look at optimism and Ethereum, you will see that there's 91% and 89% of all hodlers of those two coins in profit, respectively. Now, a lot of people are looking at the altcoins and saying, like, why are the alts? Why aren't they catching up? Well, here's the thing. It's always with the Bitcoin's all-time high price. This is not an all-time high price. And also, this isn't even a bull. We're getting back up to the normal levels, right? We're getting back up to previous levels. So when Bitcoin hit its $69,000 all-time high, and we crossed that $20,000 mark because that was a new all-time high, people didn't even blink an eye. We're like, oh, okay, yeah, we're going up. And then we hit 30, when we hit 40, when we hit 50, that's when you saw the rest of the altcoin market starting to get pulled with Bitcoin. And so if we pop over $70,000, I still don't really think that the altcoin market is going to do that much. It's going to be when we hit that 140, 150, maybe $180,000 Bitcoin. Do I think it's going to go that high? Yes, I absolutely do. Do I know when it's going to happen? Absolutely not. Do I understand how the market's going to react? No, I do not. However, I do not think that we're going to see a pull of the altcoins from Bitcoin's popularity and Bitcoin's rise until we have substantial gains over its previous all-time high. If you disagree, let me know, matt@dailycryptonews.net. And just remember that this is not financial advice. So if you were watching yesterday, we popped on here and I said, hey, by the way, we are at 59,000. Nope, we're at 61,000. Nope, we're at 63,000. And then we hit $64,000 Bitcoin. And we all knew what was going to happen. If you've been paying attention to Bitcoin prices through multiple cycles like I have, you know that this was going to be a blow off top. And a blow off top is basically when the number goes straight up and then it goes straight down. And we all saw that. If I was going to be, I sent a text message to Paul McNeil, the crypto curator. We've had him on the show many times. And I said to him, if I was advising somebody at this point, when we hit around $63,000 Bitcoin, I would say, pull your coins and wait for that blow off top. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. And because of that happening, in just 12 hours alone, about $309 million worth of crypto short positions were liquidated, and about $333 million of long positions. And about $424 million worth of those positions came within only 4 hours. The rest of the money, or over $700 million, was in 24 hours. Can I just tell you guys again, don't short Bitcoin in a bull, just don't short crypto in a bull. Like, it's not worth it. HODL. Find something, buy and HODL. Not financial advice, just trying to save you from getting wrecked. We have some good news. New York-based cryptocurrency exchange Gemini, who's owned by the Winklevi, they announced late Wednesday that the parties involved in the bankruptcy case of crypto lending company Genesis have agreed to return $1.1 billion of digital assets to users of the platform's Earn program. This is what they put out in a release. They said, Earn update. Today we're pleased to announce that we finally reached a settlement in principle with Genesis and the other creditors of the Genesis bankruptcy that will, if approved by the bankruptcy court, result in all Earn users receiving 100%, let me say that again, 100% of their digital assets back in kind. This means, for example, that if you lent 1 Bitcoin to the Earn program, you will receive 1 Bitcoin back as part of the settlement. And it means you will receive any and all appreciation of your assets since you lent them to the Earn program. If approved, we will be returning over $1.8 billion in value at today's prices. This is exactly how to handle this situation. This is exactly how to handle it. If you put Bitcoin into an Earn program and you put 1 Bitcoin in there, you should at least get 1 Bitcoin back if shit happens, right? It's your Bitcoin. That's how you settle things. And if you put it into an Earn program and you don't have access to your funds, that means you couldn't have sold it in that whole time, and you were supposed to be earning, say, 5% on your Bitcoin, you should get that accrued interest. You should get that. And that's exactly what they did. This is how you do things. This is how you do things. It's not the customers. It's the administration. It's the executives. It's the banking. It's the risk management people. It's not the person who put their Bitcoin in there. Take care of the people. Good job on y'all. And finally, Nayib Bukele, El Salvador's Bitcoin bullish president, says that El Salvador is up 40%, but he isn't selling. He said, when Bitcoin's market cap was low, they wrote literally thousands of articles about our supposed losses. Now that Bitcoin's market price is way up, if we were to sell, we would make over 40% in profit. He continues saying, we won't sell. At the end, 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. This was true when the market prices were low, and this is true now. But it's very telling that the authors of those hit pieces and analysts and the experts, the journalists, are totally silent now. Remember this next time they spill lies again about El Salvador. Peter Schiff obviously has to weigh in. If you don't know who Peter Schiff is, he just makes a living trolling Bitcoin people. That's basically what he does. I don't even know if he believes half the shit he says. Anyway, he says, talk about those profits after you sell and realize them. I don't know. I think I kind of agree with that. What do you think? Do you think that Nayib Bukele, who is the president of El Salvador, who used public funds to buy Bitcoin, who was in losses and now is up, 40% profit, should be selling a little bit of Bitcoin, putting it back into the government or giving it back to the people? Do you think he should hodl? What do you think the people would say if he did not sell and it goes back down? Do you think that he should be responsible for those losses? I don't know. What do you think? Matt at dailycryptonews.net. Now, let's get into crypto prices.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
And the time is 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fear Greed's at 86. 86. Extreme greed. That's high. That's because Bitcoin's sitting at $62,793, down 3% in 24, only 22% in 7. We're sitting in a market cap of $1.233 trillion. Ethereum's at $3,471, up 3.6% in 24, or only around 16% in 7. Tether's number 3, Binance is at 407, it's down 1.4%. And Solana is on a freaking tear. I hope everybody, if you aped into Solana and took my advice that wasn't financial advice, please email me, Matt at dailycryptonews.net, because Solana's at 132.40. It's up 17% in 24 hours, 26% in 7. I didn't take my own advice. I didn't do it. I didn't. Why? Because I just bought a new couch and I got back from Mexico City and I did other things that costed way too much money this month, and I can't spend any more money. I spent all my money last month, so I have nothing. I can't ape into Solana, so I want somebody to please tell me that they're taking advantage of this situation. Running off the top 10, we have XRP, USDC, Cardano, Dogecoin, 13.3 cents, up 33.8% in 24 hours, or 60% in 7. And Avalanche is at 43.63, up 10% in 24, or 16.5 in 7. The total market cap is up 4% at 2.34 trillion, a Bitcoin dominance of 53%, and an ETH dominance of 17.9. That was our show today. I'll see you tomorrow with Asia Focus and Sarah Kwan. And until then, happy hodling, everyone.